Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together, we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
Today, we're going to answer some of your common questions about back pain.
From real people out there that sent us questions because people noted that we don't answer our comments. And there's just way too many of them, but we hope that this will take care of that and help a lot of people
So
out.
we're going to answer 7 of them today in the video thing. Question. This is from Anettes. We aren't going to use her last name.
Yeah, S isn't her last name. S
Right.
is just the first initial.
And Annette is spelled interestingly.
Yes.
It's spelled A-N-E-T-T-E. I've not seen that before. And what's the joke, Brad? How do you catch a fish?
Bob, why, Bob? Why?
With a net.
Yeah, what if she gets
All right.
upset with us?
Her question. I want to make sure this lines up correct. Yes. Is it normal to have weak leg and muscle loss after pinched nerves? Now, I'm assuming she's talking about a pinched nerve in the low back because that's what would affect your legs.
Right. That's a good question.
Yeah, it's very common to have some weakness in your leg from like a herniated disc or somehow there's pressure on a nerve going to the. It's also very common to have numbness or tingling along with it.
Right, and if you have that numbness or tingling, you probably still have a pinched nerve. It has not been released yet, so then the strength is not going to come back until the nerve is released from being pinched.
And we often recommend the McKenzie method, McKenzie. We've got plenty of videos on that. Now, the question is, let's say the nerve has been relieved, that there's no longer pressure on it.
Right, you don't have that numbness, tingling, burning, all that's gone, but the leg still feels weak. Now, I think that's what she's asking us, so we can address it that way.
Sure, and what's the recovery period, and will it recover? We don't know. There's, it's like 3 types of nerve damage. I don't know if you remember that, Brad, but the first one was mild, and it always recovered. This is kind of like they talked about honeymoon syndrome, where your spouse would fall asleep on your arm and your arm would get numb and you wake up in the morning and, it would recover after, a short bit of time.
Like a day.
Yeah. But there's times where the nerve is pressed for so long that the muscle deteriorates so much that it just can't recover.
Right.
And the nerve regenerates at a rate of about 1 inch a month.
Right, it's very slow. So you have to be patient.
You have to be patient. It could be 6-7 months on like average, but it can go up to several years.
Right.
So
don't get discouraged though, because be optimistic with it. But along with this recovery, you're not going to just ignore it. You're going to need to exercise and get those muscles back in, and that can help regenerate that nerve, get things wakened up, if you will. The nerve has been dormant, and the more you stimulate it, the better chance of having that nerve regain innervation to the muscle. Therefore, the muscle will strengthen with exercise.
Question. Is it SI joint ache? Is it piriformis ache? Ache radiates from right side above the waist, back, buttock, front of the leg, travels all the way down the calf to the foot to the smallest toe.
Oh.
So basically, and this is by Bianca N.
Okay.
I love that name, Bianca.
Yeah, I do too.
Wasn't that Bianca Breath or something like that? What was it?
No, Bob. I had a neighbor, Bianca. She was a cute little. She's all grown up now, but she was just a lovely person.
So, what's your thoughts here, Brad? Is that a SI problem?
Well,
back here, or a piriformis?
Right. Typically, and I think you'll agree, Bob, from our experience and continuing ed and our knowledge, that SI joint problem does refer down the leg, but typically not past the knee. Right. So it's probably not SI.
SI is probably ruled out.
Right. Piriformis can certainly pinch the sciatic nerve and create the symptoms you described all the way down to the foot. So it could be SI, but piriformis. I'm sorry, piriformis. But luckily, I just did some research on this, and I found an article that said only 5 to 10% of pain and symptoms, they call it radiculopathy, going down the leg to the foot, is as a result of piriformis. So it's probably not piriformis, but it could be. So more likely it's a disc problem. But we just did a video that's about piriformis, and I don't remember the exact title, but it just came up within the last month, and we go through that in detail, how to determine if leg pain is from a disc or piriformis. So if you put Bob and Brad and search
and put piriformis with it,
piriformis,
you'll get a lot of choices to
right,
look at.
right, and then look at the titles. And I know the title said, is it disc or piriformis? And I think it was an updated video, so we actually have two of them out there.
Sure.
And that should really help you with that.
I mean, in summary, I think if we were betting on it, we would say it's probably a herniated disc.
Right.
But that's where you want to see your physician, and especially if it's going that far down, you need to see your doctor.
Right.
I mean,
and the good news is both the piriformis and the disc are treatable with physical therapy. So
yeah, you want to get at it though, because if it's down that far, it's pretty serious.
Don't leave it laying around because it could get worse.
All right, this question is from Carol Z.
And does it say where she's from?
No, we don't get any of that.
Okay.
So Carol with a C, by the way, not a K.
Okay.
When is it time to consider surgery for L4, L5 issues?
So we're talking the lumbar spine close to the belt line area.
Right, and it's the typical area,
Yep.
the low back. Now the question is to me, that I want to know is, are you having pain down the leg?
Mm-hmm.
Are you having weakness or numbness or tingling?
Right.
If you're just having pain, I'm less likely to say that you should have surgery. Now,
Sure.
you're always going to have to go by the advice of your doctor.
Right.
And I'd always get a second opinion, no matter what.
Right. And I would definitely, unless the doctor's adamant against it, or there's a second option, get some physical therapy.
Yes.
Particularly by a therapist who's McKinsey trained. And we have a video on how to find those therapists. It's a worldwide system. We're both trained. We really like the system, and it's specific to treat and address these exact symptoms.
Yeah, McKenzie is spelled M-C-K-E-N-Z-I-E.
Right.
And check that out, because that can turn your life around. Now, L4, L5 could also be a spondylolisthesis.
Or a stenosis.
Or stenosis. So, and again, though, you're looking for symptoms down the leg. I think, as a rule of thumb, if the pain's just in this area, what's going to happen? Sometimes you have the surgery, and 6 months later, you're right back to where you were anyway. Mm-hmm. So I'm not a big surgery person unless you're getting weakness and numbness and tingling that just won't go away, and drop foot.
Right. Talk to your doctor about the option of therapy. Encourage them. Some doctors are very, very pro therapy. Others, it makes a difference if you say, I really like to do therapy. They say, oh, okay, I'll give you a script for it,
give it a try.
And then go on with that. I personally have L4, L5. I don't have a disc anymore between there over time from my spondylolisthesis, which is another story. But anyways, and I did have pain and numbness going down my leg. I use therapy. Luckily, I'm a therapist, and it's gone now. It rarely comes back, and I'm perfectly functional. So there's definitely hope for your self-treatment or with the help of a therapist, but discuss it with your doctor thoroughly.
Sounds good. This question is from Rita. She's got actually two last names, or I don't know if it's a hyphenated, but T.H. I'll just say that.
Okay.
Now, I know a Rita H.
Yeah.
If it's her, hi.
Yeah.
Nice to see you. So if it's not, sorry. So this is her question. I have a relatively new couch that I thought had firm cushions. I feel like I can no longer sit on it because I think it worsens my lower back pain. Am I imagining the type of couch cushion can affect me this way? I am trying to place a rigid book on the cushions to sit on it. While it seems to make it better, it makes my bottom extremely sore.
Sure.
Which I'm sitting on the book. Is there such a thing as orthopedic surgery, like the Sleepovation mattress or other furniture you would recommend for people with problems, backs and hips to use? Well, we got some help for you, Rita.
Yeah, we've got answers, and some answers that you can do without spending a lot of money or taking your couch to the dump.
So couches and even recliners and lounge chairs, whatever you want to call them, they are often problematic for the back because you sink into them. They don't have a lot of support, so you round out like this. Yep. And the more your back is in this rounded out posture, the more it's susceptible to developing pain. We want you nice and straight with a little bit of an arch in your low back, even a little bit of a
Sure.
normal spinal curvature.
But Bob, she said she has a firm couch.
Let's see, a relatively new couch that I thought had firm cushions.
So she's not sure if it's firm.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good point.
When she says cushions too, I think she might be talking about the cushions she sits on, not the back.
Yeah. Well, I know because I've looked around for couches quite a bit. We're looking for one right now. I found one I like, but we do have another couch that's very firm, and you sit in it and you don't sink in the cushion or the back.
Really?
But I'll still use a lumbar support. Not as big one because it's a firm couch. So, Rita, you may want to just take, she's talking about the seat.
Right.
She's putting the book.
Well, I would start with putting one in your back first.
So take a throw pillow, usually a regular pillow like this, too big.
Yes.
And maybe you could fold it. I've done that before. But a throw pillow, throw pillows are sometimes they're really firm, sometimes not. It all depends. And they're actually a little on the big side, but oftentimes if you put that there and it feels much better, it answered your problem.
I go to anybody I know, my kids or friends' house, and that's the first thing I do when I sit on one of their couches. I'm grabbing
a throw pillow.
Yep, and at my home, on my recliner, I've got a pillow in there permanently, along with my Thermotex unit.
You don't bring your pillow with you to other people's houses?
I do not. I think
thought about it though, didn't you?
I thought about it. The other thing, this is probably a little. If your couch is actually low, you could put it up on blocks.
Yeah, if it is a low couch, typically around 17 inches is your standard height, if I remember correctly. And if it is a low one, even if it's firm, but it's a low couch, that's a problem. But your idea of putting books under there, I think that's the right idea. But let me make this suggestion. I know you may not have a piece of plywood around, but a plywood about like this and like this, and put it underneath
the cushion.
So that's going to firm up the subspring underneath, and it'll be more comfortable on your bottom, and it's going to firm up everything. So that's an easy way.
We did that years ago when we first.
Well, with your bed, right?
Well, our bed, but I also did our couch.
Oh, your couch too.
Our first couch.
Yeah.
And it was given to us by somebody else, and it was.
Was it a wedding gift?
No, it was just a hand-me-down, and it was really saggy, and we had boards in there. And I remember one time.
You put it underneath the cushion.
Underneath the cushion, but my wife was so embarrassed one time. Somebody was over and the cushion slipped off and the boards were there.
The board was there.
And it's like,
well, did you say?
Oh my God!
Yeah,
it was like,
don't you have boards under your?
Yeah, that's right. So
it's a common thing.
Try the boards. Try the throw pillow.
Yep.
And Brad said he just found a couch that did have a built-in lumbar support.
Yes, it was a very nice couch. You could push the button and the lumbar support would go out and bed just like in a car.
Oh, wow.
And everything. It was firm. The only thing I don't like about it is leather, because leather is slippery.
Right.
Which is a little bit of an issue when it comes to
is.
posture.
It is. It's a problem.
Yeah. So they're out there. Oh, it was a steel.
Steel couch?
No, what's the name of that? The manufacturer. Should I give them a plug? Flex Steel.
Flex Steel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This question is from Heidi. She's got two last names, or a middle name and a last name. RF. Heidi RF. Hi, Heidi.
Hi.
Here's
Having
your
a
question.
good day, I hope.
Yep. Help with my lower back joint pain. My doctor wants to do shots, and I'm not sure I want to go there yet.
Sure.
Well, we'll make some recommendations here,
Right.
Heidi. The first thing, which may seem a little unusual, but we're going to recommend that you get into a regular walking pattern. You want to try to work up to walking 20 minutes twice a day, actually, if you can.
Sure.
And while you're walking, the joints are actually naturally lubricating themselves.
Right. So, there's facet joints in the back. Every vertebra has two facet joints. So you got, quite a
lot
few
of
of
joints.
them there. And they don't move a lot. They're just subtle movement and walking. But I'm going to recommend walking on a flat surface, not up hills, not on uneven ground, flat surface, and maybe even with a stick to help your balance. And don't start out 2 miles the first day.
Right. You're going to see what your back can tolerate. You might only be able to go a minute the first day.
Sure.
The other thing is we want to make sure you're walking with good posture.
Right.
That means, can I stand up, Mike? you actually might want to take your arm like this and pull back like this so that you're not like this. This is just kind of a correction.
But don't walk real
No, don't
far.
walk like this. This is just a pull to get, end up like this.
Set your posture right.
And then also walk a little bit a higher speed, believe it or not.
Sure.
Because the higher speed you walk at, the less stress there's on your back.
Within reason.
Within reason.
So you're not power walking.
You really want to walk a little faster is what you want to do.
But not race walking.
And then I was going to show one exercise, Brad, I want her to try. You hold on to that?
Well, Bob gets ready for that. I don't know. She hasn't said if she's already sought physical therapy.
Right.
Sometimes doctors will not mention that. So actually ask your doctor, can I see a therapist? If your insurance covers it and you're comfortable with it. A lot of doctors that won't initially say it. They'll say injection first. But if you say, I want to do some therapy before an injection, I think they should be agreeable. Yep. Here's some nice, simple.
Yeah, simple exercise. You can do it in the morning right when you wake up. You can do it before you go to bed. You can do it throughout the day too if you like. Just get what we call in the hook line position.
Yep.
And you're going to rotate back and forth like this. And what this does, it's opening and closing all those joints of the low back.
Right.
And so that's also getting a little bit of nutrition in there, helping to move, create some of the fluid. It's just a good, healthy thing. If it hurts one direction, let's say it hurts this direction, don't work that way. Just go this way then.
Right. Go in the pain-free range of motion. Yep. Does she have to have her hands over her head like that?
No, I just thought I don't have a pillow, so I'm trying to support my head.
I understand.
You can go like this.
Well, someone might think that that's the position.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Right. So you put your arms where they're comfortable.
That's right.
All right. Good luck.
Next question is from Dee G. Is her last name? Starts with Dee G, like the Bee Gees.
Oh, good. D.
Well, her last name is. I'm not going to say it.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Nice to have your comment or question, Dee.
Do you have a set of exercises that someone with spondylolisthesis,
however
he says it, can do every day to help build up strength? A set routine would be great, from easy to hard. Thanks. Well, today's your lucky day, Dee, because we have a person with spondy right here among our midst.
Right. Yeah. I was officially diagnosed with it about 7 years ago, but I know I had it well before that. I had the x-rays. But yes, there are exercises. I have a set that I've been doing for a number of years. It's been very successful. We do have a playlist on the Bob and Brad YouTube of all of my videos. I think we got about 8 of them right now. It could be more or less. I'm going to show you some of the exercises, but for more details, you really should go and look at these.
Go to bobandbrad.com. Oh, no, not .com. Go to Bob and Brad YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And there's a little, what is it called? A little circle. And you type in there, you type in the subject that you want.
So you put spondylolisthesis. Yeah. You mean to get to the playlist?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you could put Spondy playlist even.
Right. Yeah. So. And it'll pull it up.
Right.
It's very complete. You'll see X-rays of my back, and maybe you can compare it to the X-rays of your back. I'm L4, L5, but my L5S1 looks terrible too. And I've been very successful using these exercises.
Very successful. Still running. Still doing triathlons. I'm biking.
Right. Mountain biking.
Sure.
So yeah, it's something
so you're going to show a couple, Brad?
Right. I'm going to show you my mainstay. These are the ones I started with, and I still do them at least 3 times a week now. And the key about doing exercises for your core, it's going to be your key, is your core exercise, particularly your abdominals, is that they create no pain. If it creates pain, something's wrong. If you do like 2 or 3 reps, it's painful, but then it continually feels better, and by the time you're done, that's okay. But if it starts with pain, stays with pain the same level, you stop. It's not the right exercise. Or if it gets worse while you're doing them. Also, you shouldn't do these exercises with no pain, and then an hour later your back is killing you. That means either did too many or it's the wrong exercise. That's quite a mouthful.
Well, you're absolutely correct, Brad. So you don't want to have pain while you're doing it. You don't want to have pain while you're doing it, and you don't want to have pain after you're done doing it either.
Right.
So
you do need to have a ball. The position that puts your hips and your knees in takes stress off your low back. A ball about this size, so that if you're a tall person, if you're 5'8" or so, usually a 55 centimeter ball, about like this. When you put your legs over it, your shins are about like this. You're going to grab the ball here. You can use a pillow if you want. I never do. And simply do this. If your abdominal, your core has never been worked, you might start out with 5 to 10 of these, and that may be all you can do. I do 50 of them, but I've been doing them for years, literally. Then I'll do, let's say you do 10 of those, cross your arms here. Then we're going to work the upper abs, do 10 of these, or whatever number you feel comfortable with. Then we're going to do what I call the double crunch. I'm going to lift the ball up and my elbows, lift my shoulders up so it touches here. So I'm lifting both my shoulders and the ball up. And I'll do 10 of those. Now this one's a little bit harder. If you have problems with this one, that's at first, you don't have to do it. Do it later. But I lift the ball up, my right elbow goes towards my left knee. It does not have to touch. And then I go back and forth like this. Do that 5 to 10 times, or whatever number you can do. Those particular exercises, in my situation and the people I've worked with spondy, do not cause pain. They actually gap the facet joints, which you don't need to know, but it allows movement in the back, core strengthening without pain.
And you have a lot more exercises.
Yeah, that's why you need, this is the beginner, and we progress, and in that playlist you'll see that. And the titles will reflect the information in it. Anything else, Bob?
That's it.
Wow, thank you. Good luck with it. Us spondy's got to stick together.
All right, the next question is from Robin N.
Hi, Robin.
Hi, Robin. So what is the best way to sleep to maintain a neutral spine and alleviate back pain?
Excellent question.
Right, excellent question. We'll give you some tips here.
We are experts at the art of body positioning pain-free, if you will. We've got a number of videos, and they're well received.
Well, as much as possible, when you're sleeping, you want to keep the spine. You want to stand up, Brad, so I can show on you. In a neutral posture, like you said. So you're going to have a little slight curve in, slight curve out, slight curve in. So you don't want to be rounded out while you're sleeping. So even when you sleep on your side, you don't want to get in that fetal position. You want to kind of keep straight the entire time to establish the habit.
So your mattress has a lot to do with this to begin with. If you have an old, wore out, or really soft mattress, and you can't afford a new one, you're going to need some pillows. We got some good options here.
Yeah, and also, as I've said many times, when we were younger, my wife and I, we actually put a board in between the box spring and the mattress,
right,
to give support.
Firm up that mattress. Right. It's the cheap way to do it.
Yeah. All right, let's show you some other ways here. One thing, if you sleep on your side, Brad, once you grab this here.
Yeah.
One thing.
Who were we talking to, Robin?
Robin.
Yeah, Robin, he meant to say.
Yeah, Robin, where's my pillow?
Oh, I'm sorry.
So you can put a pillow between your legs if you sleep on your side.
Right.
That stops your spine from rotating like this.
Yeah.
And it's the basic one, and most people know this one, it seems.
Well, Robin may not, you know,
so,
and it feels good between your knees too.
A simple one to do for that. If you lie on your back or lie on your side too, what's not a bad idea is to take a rolled up sheet. We'll start with that, Brad. Take a rolled up sheet and you put it around your waist, and that's going to fill in that gap. It's going to fill in that arch. So this thing will actually go around me twice. And I would pin it in place or whatever it would do.
Usually, yeah, you'd probably put that part in the front instead of the back.
Exactly. I'm not going to do it right now.
No,
it's
but
time.
Yeah.
So this fills in the arch, and it fills in the side here too.
So when you roll to your side, there's a.
So I'm on my side.
Yeah.
It stops the back from sagging.
Yeah.
When I'm on my back, it fills in that arch a little bit and gives me a little bit of support.
Right. And there's no option. We don't recommend sleeping on your stomach.
Right. We prefer not. So this is something you want to try first. If this works, then you might go ahead and purchase a sleep roll.
Right. This is a McKenzie sleep roll. We're familiar with these. They make a good product.
You can get them on Amazon.
And you can see how They work. This one's actually, they come in different lengths. This one's a little bit short for me. I would get the next size up for myself. But if this doesn't help, then I wouldn't spend the money on this.
Right.
I don't know, they're
Try
like
this
30, 40
first.
bucks or something.
Yeah, exactly. But that's real handy. I think that's just the general advice that I'd give on sleeping.
And we do have a number of videos. If you Google or YouTube, Bob and Brad sleeping position with back pain, you'll get some more details.
Right. We have some for sciatica. I mean, if you have sciatica, that's a whole different animal. I'm going to just show one, Brad.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah. Let's say you're having pain down this leg.
Sure.
With sciatica. What you're going to do is actually lie on the non-painful side, and you can take one or two pillows and put them underneath your ankles. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
And what's that doing is actually repositioning your spine a little bit. The idea is if that turns the leg pain off, that's what you're going to do. If it doesn't, then you forget it.
Right. You probably got a 50-50 chance that it's going to be helpful.
Lie down like this. It's going to, again, put the 2 feet up on the ankles, up on the pillows, and use 1 or 2 pillows and see if that takes your pain away.
There you go.
Real simple.
Yep. Good luck. We certainly hope that things improve for your sleeping and, you're happy.
Peace out.